Alright, in this video I'm going to be comparing the Paperlike screen protector with a considerably cheaper alternative option, the ESR screen protector, also with a paper-like feel. Okay, first of all, this video is not sponsored by either company and therefore my opinions are completely non-biased. I've been using a Paperlike screen protector on my iPad Pro for a long time now. Now, I'm not somebody who changes it very often, but for me, one of the main reasons I use it is that when I'm filming, it just provides that kind of anti-glare, so I don't get reflections back when I'm trying to film from above down the iPad. And it also acts as a protector, so stops it accumulating real scratches on the glass underneath. So yeah, they're the main reasons that I do use it. But obviously, with the Paperlike, we have this matte surface. It's very subtle, but it just provides a little bit more friction when you're drawing across the screen, a bit less slippery, and some people prefer that too. Now, it's not cheap, it's £34 in the UK, and it's going to be roughly equivalent in dollars, I imagine too. And the ESR screen protector, with again a paper-like feel, is £18.99 in the UK, and again, I'm guessing something similar in dollars. There's two in each, so it's not quite half price for this version, but it's considerably less than the Paperlike. So I'm going to see whether you need to pay that extra for the Paperlike or whether another alternative will do just as well. So I've had this particular Paperlike screen protector on here for a long time and it has accumulated quite a lot of scuffs and marks. Having said that, I've just recently done an alternative stylus sort of comparison between the Apple Pencil and all the cheaper alternatives, and some of them seem to have significantly scratched my screen protector. So I can't blame this entirely on the Apple Pencil. That's not standard wear and tear in some places, but anywhere where I'm using it very often, for example, over sliders that are always positioned in the same way during an app I use a lot, then yes, I do notice wear and tear there. And you know, typically, if you're not careful, you will get little scratches on it. So in addition to a screen protector, I do think it's necessary to carry the iPad around in some kind of protective case too. So I'm going to simply remove this, and it always surprises me how easy it is to remove it. It stayed on there really successfully. What must be a year now, probably more. Perfect. It's done everything it needs to in protecting the screen. So the screen underneath is undamaged, scratchless, exactly what you want. But as you can see, without the screen protector, suddenly you can see me, you can see all my equipment around the room, you can see the lights, very reflective. So what do you get for your £34 in the Paperlike? Well, just a disclaimer here, I was sent this for free by the company. They've obviously looked at my channel and thought, well, it should send it out to me. I'm somebody who might use it and, you know, may promote them if I have a positive experience with them, but I was under no obligation to do so. They just sent me the product. And so I do consider my opinion on this matter unbiased, but there you go. So inside you get a nice envelope. So within that, we should have two screen protectors. Let's just check. We've got some smaller items here too. So we've got installation tools, and then obviously we have our screen protectors. Yeah, and there's two of them. Now compare that to the ESR one. A bigger, chunkier box, more plastic if that's an issue to you. And we've got two screen protectors here. We've got the things that you need to guide it. And it's a different system, how you apply it. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to compare the quality, and there you go. So the things I really need for the Paperlike is one of these cleaning cloths, the screen protector. So that one's more like whether you can see it's out of focus, but that's more like a wet wipe, and this is a dry cleaning cloth. And then we have stickers. We only need one set of those. So there is a pretty good video on the Paperlike website that just gives you the step-by-step. First of all, it just requires you to line it up on your iPad. Then you've got these helpful stickers. You realign it very carefully because wherever you put it now is pretty much where it's going to end up. Press it on the edges and also to the surface, the table, like so. And then all you do is slide your iPad to the side. Not quite gone as smoothly as it does on the video, but yeah, it's not a big deal. We need one of the help stickers, put it on the edge, we then open it out, use the wet wipe, clean it up. Then it's got a dust absorber. It's worth having a strong light just so you can see it from different angles, just in case you can't see it. You need to hold it upright at 90 degrees and then start to peel it off. And then once you've got it start to come off, you can just let it fall. I'm not convinced at all this is going to work, but yeah, I completely stuffed that up. I managed to take the whole section, including the screen protector, off, and I've just been left with this cover. I don't know how I managed to do that, but I completely messed that up, so I'm going to have to do that again, which is quite annoying. I'm now going to have to just be very careful. I'm taking the white plastic bit off. I took the wrong layer off. Somehow I brought the white layer with it, and I really didn't want to do that. But there you go. I'm just going to continue to get the bubbles out anyway. Give it a bit of a clean, and we're good to go. Now I do use it for its anti-glare properties so that I can film my videos, and to be honest, it does seem to reflect quite a lot, and for some reason more noticeably than the last one. And it's been a long time since I applied a Paperlike. I don't know whether it was the first generation or just a different batch. I'm not too sure, but it does seem a little bit more reflective. Not anywhere near as much as the actual glass would be. And whether I can get that pointing towards the light, you can see it's way more reflective on the glass than it is on the protector, but it's still quite reflective. In terms of close-up on details, I don't think there's any real distortion of colours or finish. I mean, I'm so used to using it with the screen protector on, I guess maybe it's less of an issue for me, but I've never really found it, a distraction. Maybe if you're a photographer and the absolute accuracy of colour and definition needs to be super sharp, maybe those little shifts and changes are going to bother you. But I really don't notice anything that would disturb me with the Paperlike screen protector. So the only way that I can really think to assess how it stands up to friction is to pick an area of the screen and apply friction for a number of minutes. So I'm going to use the top left corner and just keep applying for 5 minutes. Now I've got it on my watch, so I'm timing it. So in this area now, maybe move the image out of the way, I'm just going to be applying 5 minutes of friction, which is an unnatural thing to be doing all in one place. So we'll see how it stands up. Okay, so that's the 5-minute test. Now, it doesn't feel any different. I'm just going to really clean off that area, see if it's done anything noticeably. Yeah, and it has actually. I suppose when I turn it, and if I just give it a good polish and clean up, pull it at different angles there, you can just about see. Let's see if we can get it closer to camera. You can actually see. Difficult to capture, but there's definitely some kind of wear and tear to the actual screen there. In terms of the feel, the Paperlike feel, it's neither here nor there in some ways. It offers, this suggestion that somehow it's a Paperlike feel. I've never really been totally won over by that theory. To me, it's just, perhaps it just gives a little bit more drag, but it's so minimal that it's never been something that's wowed me anyway. But there you go. And we're going to remove it now because we're going to test the ESR one. And you can probably see that it has, a slight opaqueness. So the blacks next to the actual screen protector, it's not going to be as jet black. It does change. So with this ESR one, we've got this little toolkit that helps clip it on apparently. We've got a cleaning cloth and we've got a kind of squeegee to get rid of the bubbles. Now with this one, we've got this little plastic tool. You have to position it into your iPad, plug it in all the way, holes face up, and then the other piece slots into the holes. If I can just do it, a bit fiddly, and then plug it in there. That enables you to peel this back, and it holds it in place, which is a sticker, a cloth, and a wet wipe. So I guess we use the wet wipe, we need to clean it first, a bit fiddly. A much smaller piece than you actually got with the Paperlike. Not that that's going to make much difference, but yeah, there you go. Give that a thorough clean. Use a bit of fabric, I suppose, to dry it. Then last of all, we've got the little dust sticker. We've got any little pieces of dust or whatever it is that's again stuck to the screen. And then you can fold this down, align it, allow it to just fold down, and that begins the process of sticking it to your iPad. Then we can remove this plug at the other end and the other bit. Lift this up, take a moment, remove any remaining bits of dust, pull that off, and then the rest of it, screen rather, should just sort of land in place, I suppose. I can just push some of those major bubbles out. Okay, so I've peeled the last layer off. I've managed to get rid of the majority of those bubbles. I think overall the fitting instructions are clearer from the Paperlike. You've had a little video that's really great on the website when you just get some paper instructions with the ESR. So in terms of how to explain it, it's not straightforward with the ESR, but I made a slight mistake, but actually even then it was a bit more forgiving with that mistake, and now I've managed to apply it. I've got rid of 99% of the bubbles, and at first glance I prefer it than the Paperlike. It's less reflective. So for my purposes of being anti-glare, I think it's doing a better job in that respect. When this screen is actually on, let me just shift my iPad, get it to the same image I was looking at before. It doesn't affect the image for me and my taste. Obviously you're going to lose some of the absolute blacks from your image, but for me it doesn't change the colours, it doesn't noticeably distort things to my eye. In terms of how it feels, arguably a little bit more matte. I don't think either of them are going to blow anyone away in terms of the feel, but this is more the kind of finish that and the feel that I would go for when looking for a Paperlike finish. So I'm going to test the same 5-minute timer, so I need to set my watch to 5 minutes, and I'm going to test in exactly the same way in the top corner, and this is extremely tedious, but I can't think of another way of really testing them appropriately, so I'll join you back here at the end of the 5 minutes. Okay, so that's the end of the timer. That's a full 5 minutes. Now, I don't know how much you're going to pick up on this, but there's hardly any wear and tear to the screen protector. Compared to the Paperlike one, there was a really noticeable wear and tear. Now, I did notice like a little residue, and again, I don't know whether you're going to pick up on that on camera. Here we go, little flecks, white dust. Now, my guess is that I'm actually wearing down the Apple Pencil there. There doesn't appear to become much off the actual texture of the screen protector. It's not left any obvious scratches or marks. It could just be straight from the Apple Pencil. It may be that over time that this screen protector is going to be slightly more wearing on the tip of the Apple Pencil, and it's a difficult one, isn't it? It's a trade-off. You're either going to wear the screen protector out and you have to replace that, or you wear the Apple Pencil nib out and you have to replace that. They're both kind of, I suppose, in a sense, similarly priced. You can get cheap alternatives to the actual official Apple Pencil. I've done a video about that as well. I guess it's just, you know, you choose your poison in a sense. But when I really look at that, it's done such almost nothing compared to the screen protector one. And I assure you, I've done it as fairly as I possibly can. So in conclusion, my comparison between the Paperlike and the ESR screen protector, I'm a little bit baffled by it. I've been using the Paperlike for a while. Had anyone asked me, I would say, yeah, it's a bit expensive, but it's a really good product. But now, having compared the two, I actually prefer the ESR, which is almost half the price. It doesn't have the same sort of luxury feel in terms of the packaging and the website and things like that. But actually, in all the aspects that count for me, whether it's wear and tear, whether it's the matte finish, whether it's the ease of application, I actually preferred the ESR screen protector and everything that it offers. I feel bad saying that. Paperlike sent me a screen protector, but I did say I was going to give a completely unbiased opinion, and my opinion is I prefer the ESR. So, you know, I imagined that I was going to test both screen protectors. I did the ESR second. I thought I was going to remove it and put a Paperlike back on, and I'm a bit baffled and a bit surprised, but actually I'm just going to leave it on. I even did the wear and tear in the corner, thinking, well, I'll probably have to just scrap both of the ones that I've applied, and then, you know, apply one of the other ones as one of the second ones as my actual screen protector. But you know what? It's fine. This first application, even with the wear and tear test, the ESR stands up. So save yourself nearly half the price as far as I'm concerned. Get the cheaper version. There's a link down in the video description if you want to grab yourself one of these. I'm not sponsored by either. Like I say, Paperlike sent me a free version, but I'm going the other way than that, I'm afraid. I hope that's helpful. Okay, if you want to check out any of my other videos, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget the bell notification. I do loads of painting tutorials more like this rather than reviewing products. I just like to explore the different things that you might find useful as an artist or somebody that uses an iPad. All right, thanks for watching. I shall catch you back here soon. Bye for now.